I need to figure out ways to be in a more meditative state when I make videos. I do know that it's very possible that what irritates me is the energies in the other room. There's people going around doing stuff, and I don't know. I can feel a lot of hatred. For no reason, and this is the exact type of energy I'm trying to combat purposely. You see, a lot of people don't realize it, but these atheistic types of people, they're creating a very dark, twisted energy around them. They have a moral high horse, but this moral high horse does not come from a place of love. And when they comment things, it often comes from a place of dissension. No amount of material intellect can result in a better world. It cannot possibly happen. I think I put myself out here unprepared early in my development. Oddly enough, because of this, in some sense, it is because of the same energy I fight. This energy of hate, this energy of trying to tear people down, but you can oftentimes get lost. You can get lost in the same type of energy that those people get lost in, because they start tearing people down and you want to tear them down, tearing people down, right? And that's not the way. If you've ever watched, there's a certain Transformers scene where Optimus Prime, he's inside Unicron, and he's angry at Unicron because Unicron's evil. He wants to destroy Unicron. And Optimus Prime's hatred just makes Unicron stronger. And Unicron certainly is not a mere metaphor for the devil. Unicron is a representation of the evil that even drove the actions of who is referred to in the Bible oftentimes as Satan. It is a dualistic energy. I deleted my old video. I don't think that it does justice to the type of energy I'm trying to put out here. It doesn't serve, it serves as a platform for mockery, and it serves as basically a place where people with who because they don't truly have this higher vision. They often think they can use my own words against me, but they can't. They say that what is it I said to someone? I said that there's a delusion of God in your head that the person has created. See, the atheists don't understand. They think they can come to my channel. They think they can say, it looks like you have delusions in your head also of what God is. It's not like that. God is a very, you know, it's a very intimate part of the human nature. When a human gets to a certain level of awareness, that is basically God. God is outside of everything, but God also is everything. God is, it's, the pantheistic way of looking at God, I consider to be the best way of looking at God. And like I've said this before, just like, maybe I should look at the camera a little more. Just like, the concept of magic, as it were. If right, if magic becomes or if technology, excuse me, if technology becomes sufficient enough, it becomes indistinguishable from magic. But I added to that by saying, any sufficiently enough technology has already tapped into the realms that many of the supposed non-scientific people today would refer to as a cult. But it's not. It's just more subtle aspects of science that we, that when atheists say it's not proof of God, it's proof that science doesn't understand everything yet. Well, you're not kidding yourself by saying that these subtle energies and whatnot, they are parts of science we haven't understood yet. That's what they are. Equally, a sufficient enough atheistic society would behave like a theistic society, because the laws, would no longer be followed. They would be aspects of the individual. And in such a world, things would naturally be theistic. Because when energies, when these type of energies are entertained, when these type of positive, type of energies that motivate us to be good people, when they are entertained, they create these are the only things that can create a utopian society. A utopian society can never be created by hedonism, because hedonism is it's the animal impulses. Now, if we were 100% just in our so-called logical mind, right, which I don't really consider to ultimately be true logic, we would basically all be hedonists. We would all, seek pleasure, and the impulses that we would feed. As much as we like to think that we could feed these impulses all we want and still have a utopian society, the fact of the matter is that's not the nature of how impulses work. The Ten Commandments in the Bible could just as easily be read as as symptoms. You understand? Symptoms of living a certain way. You know, completely putting aside whether or not, Yahweh is the one and only God. Putting that completely aside, the ideas are universal. Not lying, not stealing, not cheating. If such a society existed, it would naturally exist in a pantheistic state. Atheism would eventually evolve, because if the world became that ideal and that much positive energy was being brought out into the world and people stopped tearing people down, we would see a remarkable change. The satellites were even able to change, or were even able to sense the horrific mourning of 9/11. The entire energy of the world changed when that happened, and it was a devastating thing. I'm gonna have to speak more compassionately, because that's the thing about these atheistic types of people. Most of them feed on hate. They like to say to themselves, in order to rationalize it, they like to say that, no, I'm coming here to expose you and prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is no God, something that is a fundamental aspect of all humanity. I'm going to prove that it doesn't exist, and I'm going to prove that even though when people have near-death experiences, oftentimes, there'll be no brain waves whatsoever. I'm going to prove to you it's all brain waves, and I'm going to prove to you that basically it's like saying, I'm going to prove to you that the love that your parents had, which was naturally divine, I'm going to prove that it's just a bunch of monkeys fucking. And that is absolutely diabolical, and it is absolutely a disgusting way of viewing the world, and it will not be tolerated here.